It is 6 a.m. I really want coffee, but I fear I'm gonna have to go bike for 3 hours and then something will be open. Eric, how did you sleep last night?
Terrible.
Same. It was super windy.
It is day one of the East Coast Bike Trail, and we have officially started. We got our first stamp a bit ago. We got to the bus station in Busan yesterday pretty early to catch a bus north to Pohang, but all the buses were sold out until 5:20. So we had to hang around Busan all day, and then we caught the 5 o'clock bus. When we got to Pohang, we realized that there was another bus headed north that we could get on that would take us to about the start of the trail, but it wouldn't get in until like 8:45. So we got on that one, got into town late. There were no hotels available because of the long weekend, so we rode out of town a little bit and made camp. This looks like it's all burn scar from a forest fire. All over here too. I'm guessing that house behind me that's getting jackhammered got burned. It's sad. We're riding up from Daegu this morning.
Donggu.
We're riding up from Daegu this morning.
Donggu.
Daegu?
Are you using a D on purpose?
It's a D.
It's a G.
Oh, we're riding up from Gyeongdeok this morning. Thanks, Court. Look at all this burn damage. The smell is really intense. It's almost hard to breathe at times, especially when going downhill. Oh, this is awful.
Gosh, it's horrible. Trees and homes are burned for miles. Do you want to comment on our situation?
We're gonna find a real nice beach tonight because there's not a hotel available within, what, 70 miles in any direction.
Art. We just met a Dutch guy at one of the stamp booths. He is like 2 stamps away from completing the Grand Slam, but he missed a stamp. So we had to train backwards and get the stamp that he rode past. And that's kind of my nightmare. Custard cake?
Yes, thank you. This one feels inappropriate.
First tunnel of the East Coast. Short and sweet. We're still on the Crab Coast. It's hard to tell sometimes though.
Oh, okay.
So we passed the campsite that we had planned to stay at a couple hours ago. We were feeling good, had some daylight left. Kind of feels like these are bonus miles. Like we're riding just for fun now.
No, I missed it. Eric keeps putting a spell on me and he won't tell me what it is. One of them has to be a love spell.
That's more of a potion.
He wants everyone to know I forced him to eat this. What do you propose is done about it?
Double sweets tomorrow.
So we set up our tent before and just went for a little walk and came back and noticed these lighthouses are flashing. They don't look like they're right into the tent, but I bet it's gonna be right into the tent.
Good morning. It's day 2 of the East Coast Trail, day 11 of Korea, and the cycle touring gods have ordered up another beautiful day for us. 16% downhill.
It smells of drying seaweed.
That's a lot of seaweed.
Eric and I were just talking about something that's kind of funny with bike touring. Since you're going a little bit slower, you get to take in the sights a little bit more intensely, but you also take in the smells a bit more intensely, which is sometimes very nice. Flowers and the ocean, and then you also get the bad smells, the roadkill and the sewage plants. So you win some, you lose some. We can't get a hotel anywhere, so we had to camp last night. We found a beach that wasn't occupied because you couldn't drive to it. There weren't too many people around, the sun was kind of going down, so we set our tent up, and as soon as we got in the tent, the whole town just started walking on the path behind our tent and talking and chatting, and the 2 lighthouses had their light beams like straight into the tent, and a street light that we hadn't paid attention to turned on, so our whole tent was lit up. And Eric just randomly translated what someone who was walking past said, and the translation turned out to be called the representative. Maybe they were talking about us, maybe they're gonna turn us in, maybe we're gonna get in trouble. Everyone else is like camping nearby, but nobody's camping here. It turned out this morning that nothing happened, so it all worked out. And maybe he was, maybe he wasn't talking about calling the representative on us. We'll never know.
First stamp of the day.
M1. Pretty close to where we camped. There was a little shelter with coffee vending machines. That was nice. Otherwise, these mornings are really long on the bike before any coffee shops are open.
We just went through a little seaside fish market, And it was a real tour of smells. And there was a little girl that was holding her nose as we walked past a particularly stinky part. And it reminded me so much of when we were kids and my mom would take us kids to the Chinese supermarket. And when we'd walk in through the fish section, we'd hold our noses and make such a scene. And I'm sure she was so embarrassed. They're not very accustomed to switchbacks in this country, but when they do, they really warn you. Bam, bam. Like the Emerald Lagasse of switchbacks. Bam, 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 bam.
I don't know how it works, but I think that's rice. And I think that's rice. Stingrays. We're going through these fishing villages. They're really interesting. That one had a lot of dried fish hanging up, but actually not really. It didn't seem like the whole fish or a whole stingray. It was like a carcass of a stingray. I don't know what you do with that. Maybe make a soup. There's a diver. I wonder what they were diving for. So cool. The internet says they dive for abalone, shellfish, sea urchins, and seaweed. Traffic is really bad today. It's Buddha's birthday, and we are fighting to just get anywhere. It's busy on the road, it's busy on the path. It'd be better if we hadn't booked our hotel that's still 40 miles away. I think this is going to change us. This is what we need today.
I've been really struggling both physically and mentally today. Physically, I think I started to come down with a little something. I'm definitely dragging a little bit. And then mentally today, it's been really hard to get in a rhythm. We're just hitting these awful bumps every 50 feet. We've dealt with a lot of traffic today. Just haven't been able to get in that rhythm where you put your head down and let the miles tick by. We missed a stamp. We stopped at a 7-Eleven about 100 feet from it. But then in the madness...
There's no East Coast medal anyway.
Yeah, it was just going to be a sticker for us anyways. And we're not going to do the Grand Slam. Not this year, at least. So, there you go. No, we can get one of the stickers.
Oh yeah, we can get one. That's right.
Cord, how many miles are we going to do today?
86.
Things got a little out of hand, didn't they?
I wanted to do 100. Maybe tomorrow. There's been a lot of this today. A lot of this.
This is really cool. The sun is setting and we are in the home stretch. Couple Ks to go. 85 miles on a holiday weekend. Would not recommend. We made it.
Good job. Big day. Big reward. Looks so good. Okay, you try it first and tell me how spicy it is.
So hot. Found this bakery right next to our hotel for the night. It's a 10-star. 10 out of 10.
And for the main course, we're having a classic, world-renowned 6 garlic cheese bread.
This is really good. There's a lot of sugar in that garlic bread.
It's amazing, but it's sweet.
We stayed in a hotel last night, which obviously means we get to charge up all of our electronics, which is great. We get to start with everything fully charged, except Court's watch and Court's phone, which are fully dead. To start the day? What? Starting with a dead phone and a dead watch?
One thing about me, they're always dead. Okay. Behind the scenes, the work that goes into the masterpiece. An old iPhone and a broken tripod.
Yeah, let's do it fast before it falls off.
Did that guy just give you a big wave?
Yeah.
Another phone booth stamp. Although these hit a little less hard now that we've already missed one.
These little shipyards are always so cool. I don't think the camera does this justice, but the sign said 10%. We'll take a measurement, but I don't think we can ride up that. The sign said 10%.
Side said 10%.
She said 10%.
I measured it as best I could, about 16 degrees.
What's the calculation?
Approximately 28%.
Oh, you mean a Korean 10%?
Doing more intervals up hills. We're at the 38th parallel, which I think is the original dividing line between North and South Korea. There's a sign over here. Maybe I'm gonna have to go see if I'm right. And there's this little bear over here holding up a 38th parallel sign.
We're back along the beach today. We're having a great time. Feeling a lot better after a night in a real bed. And it's such a beautiful day. It's a lot quieter now that the holiday is over. We're actually riding along the water. So beautiful. Yesterday was such a taxing day. Today it's half over already. It's been like 2 hours. Mentally just in a better place today, both of us. We put in the work yesterday and get a little bit of a break today. I've been buying these hard-boiled eggs at the convenience stores because it feels like, well, I like eggs and they're a healthier option than most things there. And I usually get these jammy ones. And the other day I had some jammy eggs that were like a little too jammy, so it put me off them for a little bit. So then I saw today there were these ones that are like finished, being cooked inside. Look at these eggs. They're like super cooked. Anyway, that's the story about the eggs. I think people might be like, Courtney, why don't you translate things when you go into the grocery store and stop just getting random things and complaining about it?
I've been wondering the same thing.
It's so exhausting to go in there and scan every single thing. I'm just like, I'll live a little. Like, how bad could it be? You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, yeah, I'll take one of these. Oh, that wasn't what I thought it was, but that's on me. Okay, I'm trying to get Eric to say unique New York, unique New York, unique New York.
Unique New York, unique New York, unique New York, unique New York, unique New York. Boom.
Whoa, you are really good at that. I'm really impressed because I've been working on that for days on the bike.
You can like quiz me?
Yeah, it took me so many hours of practicing. And you just really fired it off.
I was really surprised how good you were. This is so cool. is Seoraksan. That's where we're headed. Looks pretty cool. Welcome to Sokcho. That's a cool welcome sign. Seoraksan 9K.
Unique New York, unique New York, unique New York.
We have this like whole visitor center to ourselves right now, and it's it's amazing. It's the diorama of all dioramas. Here we go. Seoraksan National Park. We made it. Now we just gotta make it up the trail. Seoraksan starting off. A very big Buddha, a birthday boy, if you will. We're trying to fire this hike off as a sunset hike. Problem is we can't stopping to take pictures. I think that's where we're headed.
This is crazy.
Come get this sport.
Eric's directed me to the next photo op. That is a good one. Here, let me get in there.
Oh, yeah, make sure you get it.
Snap. We feel really lucky to be here for this particular sunset in this particular place.
That was probably the coolest hike I've done in a while. Now to head downhill in the dark.
And the only thing open, our old friend.
More stairs. We are currently in Seoraksan National Park. We're about to head down to Sokcho to the bus station to catch a bus to Seoul. Unfortunately, we're not going to make the rest of the East Coast Trail, and we're not going to be able to see the DMZ Observatory, but we decided to spend our time here in the national park instead. And for what it's worth, the Seoraksan National Park is beautiful. Yeah, now we're off to Seoul, where we'll do some chores, spend a couple days resting, seeing the sights, and then we're off to Japan. I'm starting to think that the weather here is just always perfect. Back on the coastline. Art alert. Huh. That's interesting. Queen Isaac's toast. What you got, Cord? Hot dog. $8.
This one's not microwaved.
No.
Fresh.
We're all packed up and ready to go. We got one box and one monstrosity. I found a Cervelo box and also another box and taped them together. And just like that, after only a couple of weeks, Korea has found its way into our hearts. The ancient architecture, beautiful rolling hills, extensive bike paths, generous people, and incredible food have won us over. We're about halfway to filling our cycling passports, but out of time for now. As much as we wish we could have ridden all the trails, we now have an excuse to return. And that is something we will look forward to.
We're in Japan.